A man's personality and character is exuded through his haircut. Your image is important. Our high-end services range from a traditional haircut and shave to gray blending, beard shaping, and unwanted hair removal. Located at 425 Victoria Avenue East. Book your appointment online now at modernmen.ca or call Tammy 306-522-4111. Modern Men, a haircut for the modern man.
Hello, I'm Sean McNall, owner of TG Marketing. We are a promotional product company located in Regina, Saskatchewan. Originally founded by Tom G. McNall in 1985, we are now in our 35th year of business. My brother Ryan and I, along with our great staff, have carried the torch since Tom retired in 2011. For those of you who don't know what we do, we sell items with a company's logo on it, like clothing, pens, phone chargers, Bluetooth speakers. The list of products available is endless. Our products are a great form of advertising. Whether you want to give a gift to a valued client or show your appreciation to your staff, we have a friendly team that can help find the right product for your needs. The key to our success has been our customer service and our vast knowledge of products in our industry. We ask the right questions to get you in line with the proper product for the project you are working on. Stop by 1046 Winnipeg Street and view our showroom. Get some ideas for that next promotion you're working on. Let's make your business what everyone's talking about.
Now, who lasts longer in Columbus, John Tortorella or Patrick Laine? They had a spat. Laine lift off an assistant coach reportedly, and Torts benched him. Question is, who lasts longest?
How about that?
There will always be a market for Patrick Laine. And maybe he's not a good teammate, and maybe he's lipping off coaches. I'm sorry, he'll be gone. John Tortorella will last longer than Patrick Laine.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
I swear it never gets old. How about that?
I know.
It never gets old. Welcome, Canada and Canadian sports fans around the world, to the RP Show. It is episode number 419 of Canada's daytime sports talk show. I'm going to dive right into it. Coming up on the program today in hour one, JP Spisso. And I'm quite excited for this because he is a 20-plus year U.S. Armed Forces vet. He's a mental strength coach working with National Hockey League teams. I have no idea how this interview got lined up. He's been on the talk circuit. I don't know if he came to us or we went to him, but obviously I do a lot of the same things. And we're going to talk some NHL and mental strength with JP Spisso. Are you ready?
Yeah, that's cool.
And in hour two, the voice of the Edmonton football team, Morley Scott, because there's so much to discuss in the Canadian Football League right now. As you know what, let's just jump into the quick six show topics and we'll segue our way over to that. Let's go, Jordan. Thank you. And I welcome everybody watching on YouTube and Facebook. We invite your comments. I will try to intersperse our quick six here in the warm-up with that. Number one, because we feel we are the CFL show, Cfl Free Agency Day 2 recap. And while I run through these, you CFL fans from across the country, those watching in America and around the world, would you please grade your team's free agency for us in the comments?
I like that.
Where you are, just think about it and put up where you think your team, grade your team here as we enter day 3. Point 2, the Leafs over the Canadiens 4-2 last night. I'm not even doing NHL leftovers here this morning. I'm talking Leafs Habs. Toronto wins last night 4-2. Point 3, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers party. I was watching ESPN get up this morning, and I'm like, Cindy, come here, look at this, Cindy. They're throwing the Super Bowl party from boat to boat in Tampa Bay. And look at Tom. Tom looked like me back in the day, 2 a.m. coming out of Habanos. They're like steering. And I looked at her, and she's just smiling. She's like, good for them. They're having so much fun. Has anybody checked on Tom Brady today? Can we get to his house? Because he didn't look too good.
He had a great response to the video on Twitter. Did you see that?
The tequila?
Nothing to see here, just some avocado tequila.
Oh, I know. So can we check on Tom?
Like his kid. So he's sitting there on the boat with his family on his $2 million yacht to throw the Super Bowl, the Vince Lombardi trophy to Cameron Brate and Gronk on the other boat, and nervous. And you can hear his kid, no, Daddy, no, in the background.
Oh, it was wild. And I have points on that. So hang on. Point 4. BC's Dr. Bonnie Henry made a comment about the Western Hockey League's return to play. It was posted by the voice of the Kelowna Rockets, Regan Bartel. That's where I saw it. She says, yep, I'm all for the dub coming back to play when it's safe and the disease doctors say it's okay. Take that for what you will. Doesn't look positive from Dr. Bonnie Henry. Point 5, we'll come back on this, but the Slapshot Sweethearts podcast. How about that? I was on their podcast. Shannon's in Washington, D.C., and Megan's in Los Angeles. And I was on their podcast yesterday for an hour. I was like, how did you find me? And they're like, we don't know. We stumbled across your show down here. The Shannon in Washington said that. Would you talk NHL with us for an hour? And it was amazing. It was fantastic. I'm going to come around on what the topics were. I want to put what their thoughts are on the NHL to you and to you. And point 6, Manscaped. We have a new partner, and it's a big sponsor, Manscaped. It's for male landscaping below the waist. Guys, we've been doing it wrong.
Uh-oh.
Just so you know. So we'll come back around on that, okay? It's a whole new world. Manscaped, thank you. So anyways, back to number 1, CFL Free Agency. Can you check? I saw Jeff, the Stamps fan, said that he thinks the Stamps have had an A+ in free agency. Of course he's going to say that. But be honest. Folks, can you be honest with how you feel your team's done in free agency? Not like Jeff, the Stamps fan, but even if they've lost Bo Levi Mitchell, he'd give them an A+. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So here we go. It was another big day in free agency for the Alouettes. They signed 5 players Wednesday after reaching agreements with 6 on Tuesday. Among those joining Montreal Wednesday were long snapper Pierre-Luc Caron, linebacker Alexander Chevrier, receiver Regis Sabasu, defensive back Kerfella, Emmanuel Exume, and offensive lineman Jason Lozon-Seguin. All are Quebec natives. Hamilton Tiger Cats re-signing Canadian receiver Brian Jones. The Enfield, Nova Scotia product has appeared in 43 CFL games, including a stint with the Rough Riders in 2018. That's where I got to know him. Kenny Shaw is back with the Edmonton Football Club. The veteran American receiver signed with Edmonton Wednesday. Veteran punter John Ryan re-signed Wednesday officially with the Saskatchewan Rough Riders. In 2014, Ryan became the first Saskatchewan product to win a Super Bowl when his Seahawks defeated Denver 43-8. The 39-year-old was the Rough Riders 2019 nominee for the league's outstanding special teams player and was a West Division All-Star. The Ottawa Redblacks signing Canadian receiver Daniel Peterman, reuniting him with Paul LaPolice. Who was Elaine's boss in Seinfeld?
Wasn't it Peterman?
Wasn't it Daniel Peterman?
Yeah. I think Mr. Peterman.
Jay Peterman, Clark says. And the Stampeders signing American defensive back Ashton Lampkin. So the Riders are still my team, obviously, 20 years with them. I'm going to give them an A in their free agency. I think that general manager Jeremy O'Day has done very well. I'm kind of swaying. The Argos have always been my number 2 team. They always have been since I was a little kid. But I probably got more friends on the Argos now.
Yeah.
With Charleston Hughes and members of the coaching staff and Murph and so forth. So I got to give the Argos probably an A as well, but A for the Saskatchewan Rough Riders. So here we go. Andrew Gregg, he's a Ticats fan. He says B+. Keep rolling, everybody. Blake Brown in Kindersley says, I think Jeff, the Stamps fan, is a Bo Levi burner account. I could see it.
I could see it too. Secretly really likes you and wants to watch you every day and hang out and likes it, but yet
he's a hater.
Has to get the jabs in there every once in a while.
He's a hater.
I like it. That would be the greatest.
Derek the Duke Myers is watching, and he says, unreal quick 6. Habanos, Manscaped, avocado tequila. Crying, laughing over here. Thanks, Duke. And we're just getting rolled up. Just getting rolled up like in the days at Habanos. Point 2, Leafs over the Habs 4-2. I did do a NHL Leftovers tweet this morning. Go to my Twitter account, at Rod Pedersen. The Leftovers brought to you by Tupperware. The Leafs are scary. Like, bang, bang in the third period, beating Carey Price. He's still looking for it. And you should not be able to beat Carey Price from a point shot that's not screened, not tipped. You shouldn't be able to.
No.
Carey was upset with himself. And Montreal's a good team. And as far as I'm concerned, Toronto schooled them last night. That's what makes me think the Leafs are scary.
I know. And even when they're not getting, we want to look at numbers, right? So we look at the shot clock, and it's like, it didn't look that great for Toronto. They didn't pile up a lot of shots, but that's not by accident. It's not on purpose, but they don't need to, right? They don't need to. And that shot from the point was a rocket into the top corner and beat Carey Price. Yeah, they're a good hockey team.
They're scary.
Sure. They're good.
I'm still learning who these Leafs players are, by the way, because we don't normally get Leafs games on TV. Who's this Hall kid that people are comparing you to?
The hair.
And your hair.
I know. Somebody said Bergevin, too, because they cut to him with the mat and the hair. I like that better. Justin Hall, the Leafs defenseman. Yeah, he's got hair down to his shoulders, which I'm not really interested in.
Brian Kozak says Blue Bombers get a B, signed their key free agents before the deadline. And then the comments slipped off the screen. So many comments are coming in here. I'm sorry I can't keep up with them. We have a new system here, as we told you earlier. Director Jordan MacGyvered something here. So we have both the YouTube comments and the Facebook comments coming in morphed together. That's a lot of comments. So I'm getting to them as quickly as I can. Point 3, the Buccaneers party. I'll say it again. Roll back the comments from the Blue Bombers' Grey Cup party when you had Chris Streveler with a 24-pack Old Milwaukee under his arm and a fur coat and a cowboy hat. Or any championship party. You win and you can do whatever the hell you want. I'm going to take the complete 180 on this, the reverse psychology. Yeah, Tom's kids were there. Yeah, boating and alcohol don't mix, all those things. But if you win a championship, apparently you can do whatever the hell you want. Kids, strive for something. Win something. Get to the top of the mountain. And for one day, you can be lawless. And I don't mean Gary. Would you agree?
Yeah, absolutely.
Win and you can do whatever the hell you want.
Doesn't mean you can't enjoy the journey to get there, but you want to have that, I can sleep in, I can do what I want, take care of the responsibilities, right? Take care of your responsibilities, accomplish something, and then reward yourself. And that's what happened. I mean, Tom doesn't drink. It's in the TB12 book that we have here. No alcohol,
he did yesterday.
No caffeine. But, hey, it's not a 100% thing, right? You can allow yourself time to celebrate. And
one day.
He earned it.
I've done a lot of events with Paul Coffey, everybody. He of the multi-Stanley Cups. He's got 5 or 6. Don't forget about his Penguins years. And Koff said, he's on the mic in front of the whole room, and he said, why do we play sports, everybody? And you hear people yelling from for fun! No, we play to win. That's why. It's work. You want fun? Go to Mexico for a week. Buy an RV. We play to win. It's work. Every day it's work. And then when you win, then it's fun. And he went on to say, Vince Lombardi was quoted as saying, winning isn't the only thing. What is it? Winning isn't everything. It's the only thing?
Yeah.
Something like that. Anyways, he went on to say that. But with Koff, you don't play for fun. It's work. It's work to get to the top of the mountain. When you get there, then you celebrate. I've never forgotten that.
Yeah, and what a lesson, too. We want to look at being irresponsible, but, and his kids there. But it's a lesson, right? It's a lesson. The hardest thing to do in the world, and, I mean, you would know this, right? Considering your history, and I know this in certain aspects. Moderation is one of the hardest things.
What's moderation?
In terms of food, eating. Well, if I just, snack once a day or once a week, right, and eat clean the rest of the time, I'll be nice and fit and in shape. But once you have a little taste, all of a sudden you clean out the pantry, right? It's the same thing with some people when it comes to drinking or it comes to alcohol and drugs or whatever, right? Moderation is very difficult. Well, Tom kind of shows his kids, look at, if you do this 99% of the time, the 1% you can let yourself loose and it's okay. Mm-hmm. It's okay.
People checking in from all over the place. James Henderson in Manitoba says he's playing NHL 94 on my Sega while listening to my favorite show. Thank you, James and Henderson. I wish I was playing with you. The old Winnipeg Jets. Remember playing on that?
Oh, yeah.
Solani be in the lineup there. Whew. When you hit guys and there's blood on the ice and the glass would break from time to time. Oh, yeah, I'm a big fan of NHL 94. We played that a ton back in the day. I was going to go to the text line, but we got time for that. Bucks Party. BC's Dr. Bonnie Henry. It doesn't look good. It almost seems like the Dubs East Division's going to get playing. Alberta's going to get playing. Washington's going to get playing. But BC is not. I just didn't get a good vibe from what Dr. Bonnie Henry was saying, and that's her prerogative. She's in charge. Slapshot Sweethearts podcast with Shan and Megan yesterday. Just a fantastic chat. It's live now, and these girls know their stuff. They brought up something. They have a problem with NHL marketing, which frankly I don't. One of them, Shannon, had never been to Canada, and Megan had only been to Mount Tremblay, Quebec, which is a resort town. You're not going there for hockey. And I said, imagine Canada, where we have 2 complete networks dedicated to hockey highlights 24/7. And it's we're not just the number one sport in the NHL. It's 1, 2, 3, and 4 in Canada is the number one sport, right? It's all hockey all the time. And their eyes just dazed. And they said, the Lake Tahoe hockey game is next week. And they're like, I said, I forgot about it.
Yeah.
That was their point. They're like, the NHL marketing, they don't compare to the NFL. They had some issues with it and not being able to buy outdoor classic gear. The jerseys aren't on sale and stuff. And I said, with all due defense to the NHL, because they're making great points, the house is on fire. There are 4 games suspended tonight. That's 8 teams that are sitting on their butt while they go through COVID protocol. So I just think marketing has just been set on the shelf for now. They brought up the Tuukka Rask situation, and Shannon in Washington, D.C. said Tuukka Rask was damned if he did, damned if he didn't. If he didn't go to the family emergency, he's a horrible father, right? He leaves the bubble, and he's a horrible goalie and a horrible teammate.
Yeah.
Tremendous analysis from these girls. It was just a lot of fun chatting with them. But back to that Lake Tahoe game, I regretfully say I forgot about it.
Yeah.
Did you?
I did. And now I remember. And let's remember, they're not playing on the lake. They're playing beside the lake.
Right.
We're not playing on the lake? Excited, right? First time.
That's funny.
Burakovsky is going to play on the lake. But, I kind of forgot that was coming up. And that's too bad. And it's too bad that we're not going to. I hope we see that game in Canada. I haven't looked at the broadcast schedule. But I hope it's a thing because we're lost in this Canadian North Division, which has been so tremendously exciting. We don't watch what's going on in the United States. We don't know what's happening down there. It's kind of
no
foreign.
idea.
Yeah, which will make the playoff side of this really fun with that mystery. It's kind of like when we go play provincial hockey. Wynyard's going to play Milestone. I've never seen them. They're not in our league. This is tremendously exciting.
The other side of the earth.
Mystery, yeah, and you get together and it's wonderful.
And just again on Manscaped, I don't have the liner in front of me, but that's fine. You're going to be hearing it in our podcast when you listen to it. But Manscaped, it's for landscaping below the waist. And I'm telling you, we've been doing it wrong. The razor has headlights. Think about that for a second. I know. So that's the start. 2, I've been using a facial razor for part of the job and a big razor for another part of the job. Those razors weren't made for landscaping below the waist. Manscaping is. And then there's lotions and creams and anti-chafing stuff. And it's just like, why have I waited so long? I'm not joking. This is not some paid sponsorship here. It's from Manscaped. They've put a lot of work into figuring this out. Okay?
It's important stuff, right? You can't have blood stains, no
bleeding,
soaking through your pants.
There's guards on the razor to prevent that. It's specifically made for landscaping below the waist for men, manscaping. So they did the right thing. They came to us and other podcasts that are frequented by males and those that love males, and my life's been changed.
The headlight gets me. The headlight.
It's got headlights.
Is it all it's cracked up to be? Like, do you need the headlight?
Yeah, well, you've never had one before, so just wait until you...
Right.
One Manscaped package came here, so the guys were a little miffed because we do have a staff of many, and you said, well, what are we supposed to do? What are we going to share it?
Joint custody. It's like heated seats in the car. That's what I envision the headlight to be. You don't know what you're missing until you've had it.
That's the point.
Yeah.
And the anti-chafing lotion and the cream, it's unbelievable. These guys have figured it out, and they put the work into it. Manscaped, go to manscaped.com, 20% off with the promo code FANSIDED20, all one word, the number's 20. Is JB ready to roll? Awesome. All right, mental strength coach JB Spisso coming up. He's worked with a lot of NHL teams. This is going to be fantastic. This has been the warm-up for the Four Seasons Sports Palace. Come in and warm up at the Four Seasons, your home for the NHL and UFC. You're watching on Game Plus TV Network across all 10 provinces and 31 states. Live daily on YouTube and Facebook, and listen live for Suds Full Service Car Wash at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Bronco Plumbing and Heating, proudly serving Regina and surrounding areas since 1978. We are excited to announce the new Bryant Furnace Trade-in Allowance Program. If you have a working Bryant furnace, 15 years old or less, you may be eligible to receive a new furnace at a discounted rate. If you'd like to take advantage of the Bryant Trade-in Program, or to hear how we can help improve your home, give us a call today at 306-781-2090.
It's time to trade and upgrade at Capital Ford Lincoln. We continue to follow strict COVID-19 guidelines, but we've also made it easier than ever to skip the showroom and shop online. Trade up to an all-new 2021 Ford F-150 Explorer or 2020 Ford Escape and get super low payments and super high trade-in values all month long. Plus, shop online or in-store and shop worry-free with our great selection of thoroughly inspected pre-owned vehicles. It's time to trade and upgrade at Capital Ford Lincoln in Regina.
Look like the pros. Shop Ultimate Fan Zone. NHL, NFL, MLB, CFL, NBA, and more. We have something for every sports fan. Autographed jerseys, prints, jersey stitching, custom framing, and collectibles. UFC is your one-stop sports store offering fans official team gear. Check out Saskatchewan's Man Cave Corner on River and Main, downtown Moose Jaw, or visit us online at ultimatefanzone.ca. Built by fans for the fans.
Direct West has been the bridge for me from not dealing with social media or digital presence to having a presence. You have to take the leap of faith, so to say. And I'm glad we have. Direct West has helped us out immensely to get our presence online as far as digitally and also with the social media page. To see the results is just puts a smile on your face.
Hey, it's Warren Dean. I understand more than anyone how changing weather affects your day, and that's no different for your vehicle. That's why I look to the experts at Suds Full Service Car Wash. They have a wide range of exterior washes, including Lava Shield with Towel Dry. Looking good, Natalie and Kirby. And don't forget their famous Suds Ultimate. Thoroughly cleans the interior of your car. Open Monday to Saturday. No appointment necessary. Head to Suds Full Service Car Wash today, where they treat you like family.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
IKS Live. IKS Live. Western Canada's premier production services company. LED sign rentals. Video production. Event management. Look no further than IKS Live. Visit our website. IKS Live. Always the best seat in the house. IKS Live. Hey, honey, can you get one of the kids to show me how this Twitter thing works? Honey, I need to get on Instagram. Time for more of the Rod Pedersen Show.
Welcome back to the RP Show, everybody. Big day, day 3 of Canadian Football League free agency, and a very big night of the National Hockey League. So plenty to get to today, but I'm very excited for this interview. I've called up his LinkedIn profile here, JB Spisso. You can bring him up the video, guys. Leadership and culture expert, author, entrepreneur, motivation enthusiast, Army Ranger. Looks like he's carved out of the side of a mountain in his profile here. JB, welcome to the RP Show, my man. How you doing today?
Good, Rod. Very doing well. Worked out this morning, so I was ready for your show, so highly motivated. Thanks for having me.
I can tell. Well, that's 2 of us then. JB, where are you at, by the way, first and foremost?
Oh, I'm in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada.
Nice, beautiful spot in the valley there, where the Golden Knights are home to the Anaheim Ducks tonight. JB, if you wouldn't mind, before we go any further, because I work as a recovery coach myself. That's the reason why I personally was very excited to chat with you. But for the benefit of our viewers today, what's the elevator speech in terms of your story and how it pertains with the National Hockey League and the teams that you've worked with?
Sure, great. Well, I'm a retired Army Sergeant Major, so I joined the Army, middle-class kid from Pittsburgh, PA, and I joined for the college fund, and there's the Army recruiter. He said, "Okay, great. I'll give you 4 years in the Army. I'll give you money to go to college for 4 years. What job do you want to do?" And I was like, "I have no idea." He's like, "Why don't you become an Army Ranger?" I'm like, "Great. What do they do?" And he said, "Jump out of airplanes, blow stuff up." And so there I was on my way, and I thought I'd be in the Army for 4 years, go to college, teach high school history, and coach hockey and baseball. That's kind of what I thought I was going to do. And then 26 years later, it worked out for me. I was in the elite 75th Ranger Regiment. I was a drill instructor. I worked at the United States Military Academy at West Point. And then when I retired, this became a passion of mine. While I was still in the military, though, when I was working at West Point, the New York Rangers came up for a camp, and that was after the 05. So 2004 was the lockout, I believe. So 05, they came up for training camp. And Coach Brian Riley, who's the West Point Army Black Knights coach, legendary family, by the way. So he said, "Hey, the New York Rangers want to do some type of leadership, outdoor team building, something like the military." And I was like, "Great, what do they want to do?" So I went to saw Coach Tom Rennie and Glenn Sather, both legends. And I said, "What do you guys want to do?" They said, "We want to replicate what the military does." So we put the New York Rangers through this outdoor team building at night, torrential rainstorm. How we didn't kill anybody, I have no idea. And, the Rangers ended up, making the playoffs. And so then Glenn Sather saw something in me and Tom Rennie and said, "Hey, you're pretty good at this. You should think about doing this leadership culture development when you retire from the military." And that's kind of how it started. And then that's all I've been doing since I retired in 2010. I do it full time, and I try to help individuals, athletes, coaches with leadership and culture development, mental toughness.
Corporations too?
Corporations too. Yes, exactly. It's a huge part of my business.
Yeah. So, JB, here's the thing. I haven't been in the military, but I work closely with the military, and I work with military officers with mental health issues and substance abuse issues. And here's what people say to me, the average Joe Blow in the street. "Rod, you can't compare military mental strength and toughness to the average, to the public." And I say, why not? Like, is it too rigid and too strong for the average John Q and Sally Q public?
No, it's not. And you see it now with this pandemic. Everybody's going through it. It was funny because, before, last year when the NHL came back and they were going to have this and go into the bubble, I talked to a lot of coaches about, the isolationism they were going to have. I heard you on your show, Tuukka Rask, he was damned if you do, damned if you don't. Like, seriously, it's very, very difficult to be in that isolated environment. And, one thing that teams learned was, you're on this routine, you're stuck in a bubble. It's like going to Afghanistan and being stuck in a remote base camp for a year. It's very, very difficult on you mentally. And so what you have to do is just get back to the job. Listen, Toughness, mental toughness, you're not born with it. I don't care if your father was tough, your mother was tough, your dog was tough. It doesn't matter. It's a learned trait. So you can learn mental toughness throughout your life, and then you can lose it. And so you have to continue to work on that day in and day out. And you see this issue with the pandemic, people not working. It's very, very difficult to do. Sure, we're not going to compare, wins and losses by a sports team to, military where lives are on the line. Okay, we can't compare that. However, there are so many similarities by building your toughness to being able to do things to be able to be successful. And it starts with, your positive thinking, enthusiasm, being a good human being, and having a strategy for yourself every single day when you get up. And that's how it starts.
No kidding. Would you mind taking some questions from viewers?
No, I wouldn't mind at all.
Greg Clevgard, viewer says, hey, JB, what's the biggest issues that athletes have these days?
Well, I mean, I think with athletes, look, it's just like, it's just like being in the military. The military, if you're a special operations guy or gal, your tools of the trade are just different. You're using an M4 carbine or some strategic weapon system, and athletes that's their tools of the trade every single day. I think what athletes have to understand is they have to find what works for them and fit it inside that culture. Okay. A lot of athletes today, and it's okay, don't play for the logo on the front of the jersey. They play for their name on the back. And you know what? That's okay as long as you take that and you put it in its proper place. So I think, looking at it, you just got to continue to develop. And at the end of the day, when you're inside that locker room, it's no different than being inside a military team room or a platoon. The men and women around you know if you're a good person.
Absolutely. Now, I got a question for you, and this will resonate to a lot of our viewers. In Canada, there's only one league playing right now, and it's the National Hockey League. All other lower levels of hockey aren't playing at all. And forget about football, same thing. Larger groups, right? Until the rosters are bigger, but it doesn't matter. They're not playing. And baseball, nobody's playing, JB. And we're talking about junior hockey players that are 19, 20 years old. We're talking about high school football seniors that are grade 11, 12, right? This is a critical part of their life, critical timing. What would you say to those young men and women that are really struggling here 10 months into the pandemic?
Sure. Well, first thing I would say to the leaders is, why aren't they playing? Okay, because you're killing their spirit and you're killing their mental health. And actually the science doesn't, shows that they're not carriers. So that's number one. And number two, if you are that young man or young woman, you've lost your season, you just got to keep pushing ahead. Don't worry about what time is lost, okay? Because everybody's lost that time. But you have to worry about the path moving forward. And so you have to keep yourself going. You have to stay motivated. You have to continue to push yourself forward. You know what? Again, put enthusiasm, put humor, put your positive strategy in life. And listen, it's not fair. We get it. But what you can do is you can overcome that by moving forward.
Outstanding. Well, I appreciate that because they are struggling, right? And they're getting all kinds of different messages. And
Sure.
How are you on this one when they say, well, everybody's in the same boat? Yeah, it's your draft year, and next year there'll be twice as many kids eligible for that draft. And they say, but we're all in the same boat. That's saying we're all in the same boat. Sports or not. How does that sit with you here in this pandemic?
Well, again, it's difficult because you're taking somebody's done this their entire life to try to get that shred of opportunity to be successful. And you know what? Here's the deal: is I used to tell this to athletes all the time. If you're good enough, we're going to find you. From working in the NHL, we have scouts everywhere. There's so much data. There's so much film. So just keep after it. But more than that, right? What young people have to understand, whether you're on a high school roster or a collegiate roster or a pro roster, they're filled out with great human beings. And that's what you want. Those rosters are filled out with good, high character people. And this is what I want you to understand. The sport is not the success. Sure, some of you out there, you're going to play this game professionally. I hope you all do. And you're going to make a living at it. However, you're all going to be a professional at something. And so if you use that as your foundation of moving forward and being successful, then when you go into an interview and you're a winner, you're a champion, you're being part of a team, no one's going to ask you how many goals you scored, how many assists you had, or what was your save percentage. They're going to want to know, were you part of a team? Were you part of a winner?
Absolutely. Well, JB, we've covered a lot of ground here, and I know that when you first hear it for the first time, it's like a machine gun coming at you, right? Like, it's like, whoa,
right.
That's a lot of stuff to absorb. So I'm going to let that sit and let people think about it. What would you like people to know about JB Spisso today, your company, that kind of thing, or maybe, motivational words moving forward?
Sure, yeah. What I want everybody to understand is, look, I'm JB Spisso. You can find me on Instagram at JB Spisso. My company's JBS Leadership Consultants, LLC. I got a book out, Warrior Leadership. It's a great book to help you move forward and prepare yourself. And this is what I want everybody to take. Every single morning when you get up, you have to set your mind for victory. I'm here. I'm improving. I'm thankful. I'm moving forward. You have to set your mind for victory every single day.
Outstanding. Check your LinkedIn. I've just sent you an invite. JB, stay strong. Great. I appreciate the time this morning, my man. Thank you.
Okay, Rob. You take care. Thanks, buddy.
JB Spisso joining us. And for those that just tuned in, I'll say it again. Leadership and culture expert, author, entrepreneur, motivation enthusiast, Army Ranger for leaders on the ground. Does that make you want to go to war, dudes?
Oh, yeah.
You ready?
Let's go.
All right. Sports update here. And then we'll get back on topic with day 3 of CFL Free Agency. I'm asking you for your grades of your team. And so far, nobody's getting a failing grade. Did you see that? What do the Ticats say? A B. Stampeders fan says an A+. He's always going to say that. I've given the Riders an A.
No tough love, hey?
Yeah, nobody's failing.
We're just treating our teams with kid gloves over here.
Yeah, so anyways, all you Canadian Football League fans, you people, please chime in with a grade for your team here through free agency. Anyways, the Toronto Maple Leafs sit atop the NHL standings after their 4th straight victory. Justin Hall and Ilya Mikheyev scored 42 seconds apart early in the 3rd, and the Maple Leafs defeated the Montreal Canadiens 4-2 at Centre Bell to improve to 8-0-1 in their last 9. Norman Powell scored 28 points. Spicy P added 26, and the Toronto Raptors made 19 three-pointers in a 137-115 win over the Washington Wizards. My guy Bradley Beal didn't really stand out, but he did lead the Wizards with 24 points last night if you watched that game. I'm telling you, he's my favorite player in the NBA. Bradley Beal.
He's good.
You heard it here first.
Oh, yeah.
Canadian coach Steve Nash just wanted to see his Brooklyn Nets compete harder and tougher, and they did. Kyrie Irving had 35 points, and the Nets were defensively dominant in the first half in shutting down the Indiana Pacers 104-94 to snap a 3-game losing streak. The Red Sox have sent Andrew Benintendi to the Kansas City Royals in a 3-team trade that also included the Mets, parting with the final member of the outfield trio that helped Boston win the 2018 World Series. And your daily racing update.
All right.
New number, new day, new time, same result for Kendrick Motorsports. Alex Bowman and William Byron swept the front row Wednesday night in qualifying for the Daytona 500, giving Hendrick its 14th pole and 6th in the last 7 years. Bowman posted a lap at 191 miles an hour to earn the top starting spot for the 2nd time in his career. That's like how Jordan drives coming into work every day. The 40-car field is determined through both the time trials and a pair of qualifying races tonight. NASCAR sold 36 charters that guarantee those owners slots in the field, which leaves 8 drivers vying for 4 open spots in the Super Bowl of stock car racing. Wow. This sports update for Ballers Rec Room that can handle all your food and fun needs. Visit their website at ballersrecroom.com. And for Red Bull Canada, Red Bull gives you wings.
I know you're in the racing.
Yeah.
How are you with like the G's, the G forces? Like if you're going around at 200 miles an hour, would you be okay?
Absolutely.
Hitting those corners?
I'm at least willing to try it.
Okay. That's good.
CFL talk, Leafs talk. Shea Weber, was it a dirty shot last night on Johnny T? The real Johnny Hockey? I think so. We'll be right back. You're watching the RP Show on Game Plus TV Network, Facebook and YouTube Live, and listen live for Suds Full Service Car Wash at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Comfort has always been something we, as people, strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives, focusing on the things that matter. While the world seems to be facing one challenge after another, our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
At Prairie Mobile, you can get the phone you want when you want. All smartphones are $0 every day. With convenient locations across Saskatchewan, Prairie Mobile, your SaskTel authorized dealer, has you covered. Visit us online at prairiemobile.com.
An original 16 to fit your active lifestyle. Introducing Original 16 Canadian Ultra Lager. Just 80 calories and 2.5% alcohol. Taste without compromise.
Rockstar Supply Chain Solutions is Saskatchewan's only full-service supply chain company. Strategic sourcing, PO creation, and order expediting, VMI and vending solutions, and free delivery are just a few of the supply chain services we provide. If your company needs it, Rockstar Supply Chain Solutions can get it for you. Price, quality, service, Rockstar Supply Chain Solution is helping Saskatchewan companies buy better.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. DDG. Always delivering the best fan experience. Find us at ddgregina.com.
It's time to trade and upgrade at Capital Ford Lincoln. We continue to follow strict COVID-19 guidelines, but we've also made it easier than ever to skip the showroom and shop online. Trade up to an all-new 2021 Ford F-150 Explorer or 2020 Ford Escape and get super low payments and super high trade-in values all month long. Plus, shop online or in-store and shop worry-free with our great selection of thoroughly inspected pre-owned vehicles. It's time to trade and upgrade at Capital Ford Lincoln in Regina.
Did you know you can catch all the best moments from the show on all our social media platforms? Now, back to the studio with Rod.
Okay, back at it, back on track, live on YouTube and Facebook, and let's get the comments coming in. We're going to talk hockey, we're going to talk football, maybe for Jordan, motorsports. But we were talking about manscaping earlier, and Manscaping is our newest partner here on the Rod Pedersen Show. Landscaping for men below the waist, okay? Patrolman Pete is watching on YouTube, and he says, blood stains soaking through your pants? What the hell are you doing down there, DuPont?
Just to clarify, I've never had blood stains soaking through my pants. But
those little dabs.
I could see it as a hazard of the job.
Those dabs.
Yeah.
I'm asking the viewers, what is your grade for your CFL team so far through free agency? I see that 3 Down Nation is referring to waves, that we're through wave 1 of free agency. I've long referred to them as phases. And to me, I think I said it yesterday, phase 1 was last week when the Argos in Ottawa cut their quarterbacks, swapped quarterbacks. Riders cut Charleston Hughes. He was in my top 3 free agents available. That was phase 1. Phase 2 was Tuesday when it opened, and those were the likes of James Wilder Jr. and linemen like Micah Johnson and Evan Johnson. Anyways, enough about that. Don Muir is watching in Winnipeg, where we've got a lot of viewers, Darren, as you know.
Yes.
And he says, what grade do the Bombers get for re-signing most of their players before free agency started? Guys have been re-signing for months. And that's the mark of a really good general manager, which clearly Kyle Walters is. And I wrote a few weeks ago, in retrospect, maybe Kyle Walters should have won the General Manager of the Year in 2019 for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. There isn't even a GM of the Year anyways trophy, but there should be. Connor Baber says, I'm giving O'Day a grade of B. Sign Judge, and he gets an A+. Cameron Judge still waits out there. But just back to the Winnipeg thing. Any GM that gets all his work done ahead of free agency has done his job. It's not all of their work. You saw Bryant Mitchell, friend of this show, former Edmonton Eskimo and Tampa Bay Buccaneer, signed with Winnipeg. I don't know if you saw his quote upon the signing yesterday. He said, this is the place players want to play. And can I say something about the Winnipeg Blue Bombers? This isn't kissing up. When Marcus Adams, a couple of years ago, was a guest coach there, you know, Chunky.
Oh, yeah.
He's now coaching high school in Prescott, Arizona, Scottsdale. But he came out of that camp and he texted me and he's like, Bombers are going to win. Maybe not this year, but in the next, they're on the right track, man. Wow. They've got the culture. That was from Chunky. And I said, and people laughed, are the Winnipeg Blue Bombers on the track of becoming the flagship team of the Canadian Football League? People laughed. It used to be Edmonton until about 2008. And then it was Saskatchewan, and here we are in 2021. That's 14 years ago, man. That's a long time. So what's Winnipeg got right now? They have the Grey Cup. They had a $3.5 million profit in 2019, and now they're the place the players want to go. What other criteria are there for the flagship franchise? Tell me.
That's it. I mean, it's a destination for the players. Now there's success. You've got the facility. You're making money. You have merchandise people want to wear. You have a team people are proud to cheer for. That's all the makings of a flagship franchise. And they appear to be number one across the board, right? So I can get behind Winnipeg as the CFL's flagship franchise. Absolutely.
I'm just saying these things shift without you even knowing, and all of a sudden one day it's, whoa. It's like getting old. You don't know it as it's happening, and one day you're going in to get a haircut, and it's like, can you trim my nose and my ears and my eyebrows too? How did this happen?
Has that happened yet?
Oh, yeah. It happens. From Wayne in Victoria, I always believed that manscaping is a do-it-yourself job. LOL. Yeah. I don't want to get out. I don't want to get too weird. Some people were uncomfortable with my post on social media yesterday, if you noticed. And that's okay, because we will sponsor anything and everything here on the Rod Pedersen Show. But a guy from Global TV, a salesman there, said, too much information.
No, I'm checking to
Unfriend me then.
Checking to see if these nose hairs are out of control.
I noticed you were looking at yourself.
If I'm getting old.
James Henderson says, can't wait for the Jets game tonight. I think PLD will be better tonight. I give the Bombers a B for bringing everyone back. You guys tell me back there when we can go for a break, and maybe when we come back, we will. Well, Clark says we can break anytime. Jets and Sens tonight, by the way. Slump Busters tonight, coming to Bell MTS Place, the Ottawa Senators. We'll talk some hockey. I never did get his take on Shea Weber's hit on Johnny Hockey last night, and that's what I call John Tavares, by the way, Johnny Hockey. Was it dirty? I put that in my NHL Leftovers tweet, and quite a reaction we got for that. So we'll be right back with Viewer Takeover. You're watching the RP Show on Game Plus TV across all 10 provinces in 31 states, live daily on YouTube and Facebook, and listen live for Suds Full Service Car Wash at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar buying group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming of the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
Introducing Original 16 Hard Seltzer. The refreshing taste of delicious peach with vodka made in Saskatchewan. New hard seltzers from Original 16.
It's time to trade and upgrade at Capital GMC. We continue to follow strict COVID-19 guidelines, but we've also made it easier than ever to skip the showroom and shop online. Trade up to an all-new 2021 GMC Yukon, Sierra, or Buick Encore GX and get super low payments and super high trade-in values all month long. Plus, shop online or in-store and shop worry-free with our great selection of certified pre-owned vehicles. It's time to trade and upgrade at Capital GMC in Regina.
This right here is time well spent. Why not pour yourself a smooth Saskatchewan-made Original 16? Warm up to the opportunity to seize the day.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Bronco Plumbing and Heating, proudly serving Regina and surrounding areas since 1978. We are excited to announce the new Bryant Furnace Trade-in Allowance Program. If you have a working Bryant furnace, 15 years old or less, you may be eligible to receive a new furnace at a discounted rate. If you'd like to take advantage of the Bryant Trade-in Program, or to hear how we can help improve your home, give us a call today at 306-781-2090.
He's covering everything that matters to you. It's the Rod Pedersen Show. Tune in live Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to noon to catch the show live and be a part of the action. Take control by commenting live and sharing the show with your friends. Send us your opinions now. We won't victimize you unless you really deserve it. Now, back to your host, Rod Pedersen.
Welcome back, everybody. It is the Viewer Takeover segment. I want to remind you that the voice of the Edmonton something-somethings is coming up next hour. Morley Scott from 630 CHED. Mandy in Edmonton says, did you see the description for the name being called the Eclipse? It takes a special breed to live in the dark all the time and will knock other teams' lights out. It can't be the Edmonton Eclipse. That's so not cool.
Yeah, no.
Can you find the comment from Mandy regarding Morley being in a tough spot, guys? If you have him, it just came up. She says Morley's at a tough spot, speaking on behalf of Edmonton. Morley's going to have a tough job. He can either be honest and say the names are a fail or dishonest to save face. Well, Torrey Gurley just a couple of weeks ago predicted that Edmonton's on the way to winning a Grey Cup. Trevor Harris, Jamie Elizondo. I said James Wilder's my most exciting signing in free agency. But with Mandy saying that, are we all starting to clue in on how this business works now? Because I was talking to a team broadcaster last night. Let's just leave it at that. And he said that he's at war, his radio station, with the team because they're too hard on the team and they don't pump the team up enough. And I said, your team's been in last place for as long as I can remember. How is that your problem? How is that the radio station's fault? But it is. And Dominic Foxworth on ESPN was saying the other day about all these NFL superstars that want out because the teams are a rudderless ship. Deshaun Watson, great example. Any crappy team in the NFL, the top quarterback seems to want out. And Foxworth goes, the team executives think that's a bad player. What are you talking about? Shut up. Well, maybe you guys should look in the mirror and get your act together, right? Because your star players don't want to be here. But nobody will look in the mirror.
I know.
Is the point. So with Morley, we'll see what he says. But it's not as much fun as it used to be being the voice of a team, particularly a crappy team.
I can't imagine that it is. Yeah, I really can't imagine that it is. It's tough. And especially with social media and the world being so much smaller and all the players talk, right? They all communicate from team to team. That always never used to be the case.
Oh, yeah.
And so, you hear how much fun it is to win a championship and how great it is. And I'm just as good as that guy is. I'm better than him. I should win a championship. I need to win a championship. And now you're all thinking of your personal brand and life after football. And, if you have rings on, your brand is worth more after football. So it's cutthroat.
Odell Beckham Jr. has come out and said he wants to play for Tampa Bay. He wants to play. Here's the quote. I want to play for Tom Brady. Did you see what I did there? He didn't say I want to play with Tom Brady. He said I want to play for Tom Brady. And Darren's been tracking what's been going on with the Bucs the last few weeks far more closely to me. Than I have, but he has been insanely demanding on his teammates and coaches. Yeah. And look at the fun they were having yesterday.
So much fun, and they realize it after, look, I know I didn't like this, and I know I wasn't maybe a great teammate, but I get it now, and I respect it. You might not like it, but you respect it. And that was the issue they talked about in Tampa throughout the year is Tom had to learn, too, that he couldn't push the guys as hard in the heat as he could in New England when it wasn't as hot for all those training sessions. But as it started to cool down, the temperature shifted a bit, they could work longer in the days. And that's why Tampa got better as the season went along, right? He could start getting more and more out of them on the field.
To the topic of what's the grade for your CFL team here through 2 days of free agency, Bob in Grand Prairie, Alberta, writes in on the Prairie Mobile text line at 306-840-8777. He says, EE is an A for sure. Grey Cup year 2021. By the way, I watched the CTV Supper News last night. They had a poll. Will there be a CFL season? What would you guess was the answer?
Yes.
52% said no.
Whoa.
Just saying. Ray in the 6 writes in. He says, hi, Rod. CFL Free Agency. Toronto Argonauts. A++++. Charleston Hughes.
Big.
Argos. Told you.
Consider me on the boat.
We're getting on the Argo boat. Brady in Saskatoon. Hi, Rod. Habs fell apart last night. So no sense of urgency or wanting to play at all. Raptors with a blowout win against an easy Wizards team. Do the Raptors remaining in Tampa for the rest of the season make them instant contenders? I don't think it matters where they play. I really don't. Our poll question today, by the way, for Capital Automall Universal Collision Center is, the Bucs team boat party was legendary or overboard? 75% on Twitter saying it was legendary, where they were throwing the trophy back and forth from boat to boat, and Tom Brady had to be helped into the parking lot. That's quite a party. Thanks to JB Spisso, mental strength coach in hour 1. Morley Scott in hour 2. Stick around, everybody. It's the RP Show on Game Plus TV and your favorite digital platform.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
It's time to trade and upgrade at Capital GMC. We continue to follow strict COVID-19 guidelines, but we've also made it easier than ever to skip the showroom and shop online. Trade up to an all-new 2021 GMC Yukon, Sierra, or Buick Encore GX and get super low payments and super high trade-in values all month long. Plus, shop online or in-store and shop worry-free with our great selection of certified pre-owned vehicles. It's time to trade and upgrade at Capital GMC in Regina.
Hey, it's Warren Dean. I understand more than anyone how changing weather affects your day, and that's no different for your vehicle. That's why I look to the experts at Suds Full Service Car Wash. They have a wide range of exterior washes, including Lava Shield with Towel Dry. Looking good, Natalie and Kirby. And don't forget their famous Suds Ultimate. Thoroughly cleans the interior of your car. Open Monday to Saturday. No appointment necessary. Head to Suds Full Service Car Wash today, where they treat you like family.
At Prairie Mobile, you can get the phone you want when you want. All smartphones are $0 every day. With convenient locations across Saskatchewan, Prairie Mobile, your SaskTel authorized dealer, has you covered. Visit us online at prairiemobile.com.
Introducing Original 16 Hard Seltzer. The refreshing taste of delicious peach with vodka made in Saskatchewan. New hard seltzers from Original 16.
There's something for everyone at the Mad Greek Eatery. Delicious Greek dishes, pizza, lasagna, pastas, soups, salads, and much more. The Mad Greek Eatery brings the best authentic Greek cuisine right to you. Available for licensed dining, events, delivery, and takeout. For the best taste and huge portions, there is only one place. Visit the Mad Greek Eatery, downtown Moose Jaw. Call for takeout and delivery today.
IKS Live. IKS Live. Western Canada's premier production services company. LED sign rentals. Video production. Event management. Look no further than IKS Live. Visit our website. IKS Live. Always the best seat in the house. IKS Live.
Now,
who lasts longer in Columbus, John Tortorella or Patrick Laine? They had a spat. Laine lipped off an assistant coach reportedly, and Torts benched him. Question is, who lasts longest?
How about that?
There will always be a market for Patrick Laine. And maybe he's not a good teammate, and maybe he's lipping off coaches. I'm sorry, he'll be gone. John Tortorella will last longer than Patrick Laine.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
It is. Welcome, everybody, to the RP Show. We rock and roll into hour two of Canada's daytime sports talk show. So how do you do, Canada and Canadian sports fans around the world? J.B. Spisso joined us in hour one, mental strength coach, former U.S. Armed Forces Ranger from Las Vegas.
Yep.
This hour, the voice of the Edmonton football team, Morley Scott. I'm just going to jump right into stuff. Guys, I was reading the text line yesterday, and a guy said, that explosion made me feel warm. Remember the Jordan put on the screen?
Yeah.
Whoever does that, can we get it going again? I hear you guys. Hey, what the heck? Yeah, more. More. These guys think that just because we're on national television, we need to be serious. When did that start? Give me more. You got a flag? No? You got goats?
What about the sheep?
As I roll, yes, sheep, whatever. into the quick six show topics here. You guys, we're used to that one. Let's hit the quick six show topics first. Thank you. We got a lot of things rolling, and it is day 3 of CFL Free Agency. And I asked the viewers, and I continue that because we feel we are the CFL's show, grade your team. There has not been anybody got worse than a B from any team across the CFL.
Want me to start handing out grades?
We're waiting on you, BC Lions fans. Wiki. Are you up yet? I haven't think we've heard from BC Lions fans. And they were really promoting us on TELUS Optic TV out there the other day, Lions fans. Maybe they don't want to say. How about that? Here's your update. Wednesday was another busy day in CFL Free Agency for Montreal Alouettes GM Danny Machocha. The Als signed 5 players, all of them from Quebec. Long snapper Pierre-Luc Caron, linebacker Alexander Chevrier, receiver Regis Sibasu, defensive back Kerfala Exume, and offensive lineman Jason Lozon-Seguin. Hamilton Tiger Cats re-signing Canadian receiver Brian Jones. Kenny Shaw heading back to Edmonton, signing with the football club. Veteran punter John Ryan signed officially with the Saskatchewan Roughriders. He was the team's nod for most outstanding special teams player in 2019 and a West Division All-Star. And the Ottawa Redblacks signing Canadian receiver Daniel Peterman, reuniting him with their head coach, Paul LaPolice. They were together for 2 years in Winnipeg. Craig Campbell watching downtown Toronto. From the Hockey Hall of Fame, he says the Argos upgraded throughout their roster. However, the quarterback position is still in doubt. A, if that position is competent. B, at best. It's completely wrong. It's like handing out grades on the second day of school. Mm-hmm. I know I shouldn't be doing this, but we can do whatever we want. Jeff in the Zone, watching on YouTube, he says, "Sup, Rod and Darren, do you guys think the Raptors will beat the Celtics tonight?" Yes, I do. And if they do, they'll be 500, Darren. Did you know that? The Raptors?
They're back.
Canada's team is back.
They're back.
Thank you, Jeff in the Zone. Tell all your friends you're watching on YouTube daily. Let's get those numbers up. So we're taking grades for your CFL team. And I've said A for the Saskatchewan Roughriders. That's my team. Point 2. The Maple Leafs beating the Habs last night 4-2. I'm not getting into the leftovers, the NHL leftovers today for Tupperware. We're focusing on one game. Toronto beating Montreal 4-2 last night. There wasn't as much hype, Darren, as I thought there would be. So last night, Mrs. P and I were having supper. She's got it on The Masked Singer or something that I'm not down with.
Okay.
And I'm like, whoa, I forgot Leafs Habs is on. And she was okay with it. I switched it over, and she's like, "What's so big about this game?" I said, "It's the game of the year. Until tomorrow." And she said, "What's tomorrow?" I said, "I don't know, whatever the next game of the year will be." It's today's game of the year, Montreal, Toronto. And the Leafs won 4-2, and they broke it open in the third period with a couple of bang-bang goals back-to-back against Carey Price. And Toronto is scary. Now, somehow or another, you missed the hit. Did you find it?
No, I was trying to look through the highlights.
You probably went to the bathroom or something. Yeah. But I said Shea Weber's hit on Jonathan Tavares was dirty. And what happened was he did get his legs taken out, Tavares. He went down on top of... Weber got his legs taken out. He went down on top of Tavares and just kind of whacked his face into the ice. And I'm like, ooh, that's going to hurt. And then they showed him at the bench, and he's bleeding.
Yeah.
Like, almost had broken nose. And I got Habs fans writing me saying, "What are you talking about? It was bang-bang play. Couldn't help it." I got other Habs fans writing me saying, "Can you blame him? Maybe it was on purpose. Look at all the headshots Canadiens players have taken the last few weeks, and it's been unpenalized." So it's Leafs Habs. It can't be a Stanley Cup preview because they're in the same division, right?
Right.
But if that was the game of the year, I would say if I'm you, sign me up as a Leaf fan.
Oh, yeah. Let's do it. I mean, Montreal, Toronto, and let's understand, I'm 34. Montreal, Toronto is not a rivalry in the NHL. It's not, right? At least it hasn't been for my entire life, right? At least my hockey watching life, which started in the early 90s. It's just not. It's been Ottawa. It's been Boston. Those have been the rivals of the Toronto Maple Leafs. And it's not even close how much further ahead in terms of rivalry that is than Montreal. But this is bringing it back. And if they get a playoff series, I'll start to understand what my dad grew up with as a Toronto-Montreal rivalry.
And file that for a second. Okay, playoffs. We're going to come back on that. Point 3 is the Buccaneers team party last night, and it's brought about our poll question today, or I guess it was during the day. Was the Bucks boat party too much? Was it overboard? Or was it legendary? Where they were throwing the Lombardi Trophy back and forth from boat to boat in Tampa Bay. 75% of you on Facebook, 75% on Twitter saying it was legendary. 68% on Facebook saying it was legendary. Yeah, you had sober drivers. The Buccaneers were all plowed, but it's their team party. Let them have some fun. I have absolutely no problem with it whatsoever. The first thing I thought of was, how many Karens out there are going to be saying, oh, they're mistreating the trophy. Oh, that's so inappropriate. But we remember, right, what Phil Pritchard, the keeper of the Stanley Cup, told us? Each team gets a Lombardi Trophy every year to keep. It's theirs. Now, if they were throwing the Stanley Cup from boat to boat, we'd probably have a problem.
Yes.
But the Tampa Bay Buccaneers own that trophy now, and last I checked, he who owns the gold makes the rules, right? They can do whatever they want. So I will summate what I said an hour ago on this. When you win a championship, you can do whatever you want for 24 hours within reason.
Yeah.
I don't think they were breaking any laws at all.
No.
Tom Brady got mangled. He was drunk tweeting. Not a good idea. I mean, he wasn't serious. You know that, right?
Of course, that was him. It was on purpose, right? That tweet he crafted that just perfectly for that.
Do you think he was as liquored as it looked when they were helping him off the boat?
Oh, yeah. And he probably only had 3 margaritas. That's the thing. He probably only had 3, right?
Go to Tom Brady's Twitter and just see what he tweeted yesterday. Nothing to see her. Spelt it all wrong.
Capitals, small letters. Like, it takes a highly sober person to craft that tweet, by the way. It was great. The social distancing thing, that's what people are going to draw onto, right? But that's why they're in the water. What the fans are doing on the land, that's okay. You got to do your thing. But these teammates are in their own group. That's their own family. So I have no problem with them on the boats interacting and everything else. We know the team doesn't have COVID, so let them do their thing. And that's why you separated them from the fans, right? And you weren't in the streets.
Well,
you were on the boat.
Somebody said to me, it doesn't look like there's social distancing on those boats. And I said, it's Florida.
Yeah.
They have chosen not to participate in the pandemic in Florida. Point 4, BC's Dr. Bonnie Henry was quoted yesterday, and actually several times, that she would like to work with the Western Hockey League on a return to play. That sounds good at the surface. But yesterday she was quoted as saying, yeah, I want to see them return to play when the disease doctors say it's okay, which sounds to me like that's not her specialty. I'm not sure what her expertise is in the medical field, but she's basically saying when the people whose field they are the experts in, and that has to do with the virus, say it's okay, then we're good. Doesn't look good for the BC division unless I've misread it. Point 5, the Slapshot Sweethearts podcast. I got to say this again. I was on it yesterday. It was an hour-long podcast. I can't believe how popular these girls are. Shannon in Washington, D.C., Megan in Los Angeles, California. We came on and we talked for an hour about all kinds of NHL things, and I don't even know where to start. But Megan, she's the one in L.A. figured this one out. What's going to happen when all these teams that have missed all these games, New Jersey Devils have missed the most, say they don't even play 40 games when everybody else gets to 56, but they have a winning percentage that would qualify them for the playoffs. What are they going to do then? That was her point.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know. You got to think the NHL teams are saying the same thing. And if they say, hey, New Jersey, you haven't played 40 games, so you don't qualify for the playoffs. Doesn't matter that you're above 500. They'll go, show us where in your protocol handbook that it says that we don't make the playoffs because we didn't play enough games. If it's not in there.
Right.
Did they think about this?
Well, and then do you get the college football situation, right? Where you got, teams like Ohio State didn't play as many games as other teams, right?
Yeah.
Keep the winning percentage up, right? And stay in the conversation for the college football playoff, right? And you kind of say, well, we got a COVID warning here. We're not going to play these games. It's got a tough schedule coming up, but we got a COVID, right? And we're just going to keep everybody safe. We're not going to play Alabama. We're not going to play. Not that, you'd start looking at that and you think, man, our winning percentage puts us in the playoffs right now. Guys, let's not play, right? Let's cite safety here. You might get a little bit of that. It'll be interesting. The girls were asking all the hard questions.
Did you watch some of it?
Yeah.
Okay, it was really good.
Yeah.
And I said to them, by the way, did you notice I said I have 3 daughters. I speak your language. I speak girl.
Yeah.
Most guys would come on here and be nervous. I'm not. It was a good hockey chat. Again, Slapshot Sweethearts podcast. And I did say, how did you find me? And Shannon in Washington she says, I don't know if I found your show somehow.
We already got a live guest when we do our show from the Super Bowl in L.A. next year.
No, Megan's going to be gone.
Oh, okay.
She's going back to New Jersey.
And we're not going there for a sports book.
Caesar says they said they would play all 56 games. Maybe they did, Caesar. But what did Brian Burke say the other day? What happens if they can't get all these games in? It's a condensed schedule to begin with. The Devils haven't played in a couple of weeks. Where are you going to make this up? You're not playing doubleheaders in hockey.
No.
So, yeah, the what-if game isn't a game that I like to play. I don't like to play it. But in the sports talk world, sports talk, the cornerstone of sports talk is what if.
Big time.
You spend hours talking about this kind of stuff. So anyways, give them a follow. Slapshot Sweethearts podcast. From Gary in Winnipeg, nice total on the Kinsman Telemiracle 50-50. Great organization. I just noticed it went over 100,000. Ding, 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 ding. Nobody told me.
Big milestone.
Thank you, Saskatchewan and Saskatchewan expatriates, for helping out the Kinsman Foundation. I'll read more on that later. Brian Eitenauer says, hey, Rod, lots of good players left. Do you think O'Day's done, or should we expect more? We are the CFL show. It's a good question about CFL free agency. Are the Riders done? Probably, but you'd have to look at their balance sheet, if you will, or their bank account, and you tell me. I think this is not the year to do what Enoch Mwamba's doing or Ricky Collins is doing, holding out. It did not work well for Darrell Mitchell or Darrell Walker. I always get the two mixed up. Yeah, Mookie. So I always problem with age there. Are the Riders done? What do they need? Who's out there? Cameron Judge has told the Riders he won't be back for whatever his own reasons are. Are they done? Probably not. But we're in this now third phase of CFL free agency, which quite frankly tends to linger on for a long time. I remember a few years ago when Getzlaff waited months and eventually signed with Edmonton. And Chad Owens, same thing. The guys that are left around at this time of date are either looking for too much money or they are too old or both. You know, the insurance policy signings. I think that's kind of where we're getting to now. Point 6, we do have a brand new partner on this program. It's called Manscaped, and we thank them for coming to us. What should I say? It's landscaping for men below the waist. I think women could try it if they wanted, but it's supposed to be for men. It's called Manscaped for a reason. Yeah. So I'll say what I said an hour ago, folks. They sent us a promo package. I used it. Gentlemen, we've been doing it wrong until now. And I said it an hour ago. I've been using facial razor, a bigger razor with a long electrical cord. No, that's wrong. Those weren't made for below the waist. This thing has headlights on it. What more do you need to know?
I know. I'm trying to think of why the headlights, where that comes into play.
It's got headlights. It's got 90 minutes of battery time. They got all kinds of anti-chafing lotions and creams, and you feel like a king. Manscaped is where it's at.
They need to send us another one.
They need to send us a few more. So, because our guys weren't real interested in sharing the weed whacker.
Yeah, no. I'm a hard no on sharing, but if they send another one, I can't wait.
Just before we break and bring in my good man, Morley Scott, the voice of the Edmonton football team, a couple of questions about kickers, and they're asking about Brett Lowther and why he hasn't signed yet. Listen, I know Brett real well. He's been in here. We've done events together. Here's Brett's thing. Him and Medlock are the two big-name free agents that are available right now. I think there's more teams than there are kickers. He realizes that his stock is high. He's told me he wants to wait for an NFL tryout. As a matter of fact, the direct quote to me was, hey, if I don't get an NFL tryout in 2020, I'm going to work towards one in 2021. If he locks down with a CFL team now, even if it is just for 1 year, he is hurting his chances. He's gambling, folks. I don't know about Medlock's deal. I haven't talked to him, but Brett Lowther's gambling on the NFL. He's in the prime of his career. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
This is why he hasn't signed yet. It is in no way any offense to the Riders or any CFL team, but he really wants to sign in the NFL. One NFL deal is life-changing for these players, right, in a short career. That's all with Brett. At least that's the last I talked to him. This has been the warm-up for the Four Seasons Sports Palace. Come in and warm up at the Four Seasons. You're home for the NFL. I want to mention our rock star of the day yesterday was John Murphy, just so you know.
Okay.
Let's see that guitar again, gents. Rock star of the day. Oh. There you go. And you came up on the other side. Just saying. John Murphy, rock star of the day. Hats in the mail to New Orleans. We're going to the City of Champions next. You're watching the RP Show on Game Plus TV Network across all 10 provinces and 31 states. Live daily on YouTube and Facebook, and listen live for Suds Full Service Car Wash at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
An original 16 to fit your active lifestyle. Introducing Original 16 Canadian Ultra Lager. Just 80 calories and 2.5% alcohol. Taste without compromise.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
At Prairie Mobile, you can get the phone you want when you want. All smartphones are $0 every day. With convenient locations across Saskatchewan, Prairie Mobile, your SaskTel authorized dealer, has you covered. Visit us online at prairiemobile.com.
Comfort has always been something we as people strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives focusing on the things that matter. While the world seems to be facing one challenge after another, our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming of the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
building a deeper connection with our fans by putting them in the show. It's a new era of sports talk. The Rod Pedersen Show airs from 10 to noon, Monday to Friday on Facebook Live. Join the conversation today and tune in. Online, on your phone, at home, at work. Follow us on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. And subscribe on YouTube for all the content you want to watch. Don't wait. Do it right now. Oh, yeah, he's back. Time for more of the Rod Pedersen Show.
Welcome back, everybody. We got Morley Scott on the line. Just the Manscaped really has people going. And Ricky Kazama from Ballers writes in and he says, please don't share videos of Frenzy using Manscaped. It's lunchtime, Ricky. Anyways, we're asking fans to grade their team's free agency. We're only into day 3, but let's bring in Edmonton's play-by-play voice, Morley Scott. Now, lots to get to with Morley. It's been a while since he had a haircut, eh, Mor?
Yeah, it's been probably 7 or 8 months. Longest my hair's been in probably 30 years.
Wow, you look a little like Doc from Back to the Future. Is that the look you're going for?
I get that a lot. Actually. Yeah. So I'm kind of, it's a good look. I think it'll work. I'm going to keep it for a while. So I'm not in a hurry to go back to the barbershop. I got one just when they eased the restrictions back in the springtime a little bit. Really didn't enjoy all the plastic and all the walls up and everything. So I'm working at home. I don't see anyone except my wife and my kids. So I'll keep it the way it is for now.
You're good. Yeah. Hey, before we get to free agency and all the changes that are going on the field with Edmonton, sounds like you guys are having a heck of a lot of fun with the new name. And I got to say, I can't believe the attention it's gathered all around the continent for this new team name. What's the latest?
Yeah, well, they asked, of course, people to go to their website and rank the 7 names that they put out. And I talked to someone at the office earlier this week, and I was told that they had, after 2 days, so on Tuesday, they had over 30,000 people go to their website and rank the names and put their favorite in and decide what they did like and what they didn't like. And they were mostly from Alberta and northern Alberta, but also from all over the world, all over Canada, as far away from Finland. Apparently, people are having their say on the new name for the Edmonton Football Club. So, yeah, it's been a pretty big success. There's lots of discussion about it. Everyone likes names. A lot of people dislike names and for different reasons. But there's a name in there somewhere that they're going to come up with and use moving forward. We'll get an announcement probably in the spring. I think a lot of people are upset that they didn't use the name they sent in. So because of that, they don't like any of the names, like I sent in this name, they're not using it. So I don't like any of the names, but it's going to work out. I think once everybody once they get back on the field and back playing, I think everybody will forget about the name drama and just move ahead under whatever the new moniker is going to be.
I would think, but do you have a personal preference? I mean, I wish it would be Empire, but they say that's not going to be it. So now I'm on Elk. How about you?
I like Elk. I like Eagles. I think those are the two ones, the two that I like the best. I can live with any of them. I mean, it's just a name, right? Going forward, we'll use whatever they pick. But right now, I'm on the Eagles and I'm on the Elk. The name I like best never made it to the final 7. And that was the Edmonton Express. I just think a team coming out of the tunnel to Crazy Train would have been great. But that one didn't make the final cut. So they'll move forward. But Eagles and Elk are the two I like the best. I was an Eagles guy, and now I'm kind of leaning more towards Elk after reading some comments from other people and what they think about the name Elk, too.
I really like Elk. But if the team wins, nobody probably will care. And Torrey Gurley, a few weeks ago on this show, he's very close friends with Trevor Harris, predicted Edmonton is the leader to win the Grey Cup. That's what he thinks. How do you feel? How are you feeling about this team here in free agency and moving ahead?
Really good. As far as free agency day goes, not that much. I mean, they did sign 3 players, but I think Brock Sunderland did his work leading up to free agency day in the weeks and months before free agency day hit. And it all started on Boxing Day when they announced the restructuring of the contract for Trevor Harris. And that allowed a little more money to get into the salary cap because Harris took a haircut. And then they started to sign guys. They signed Kwaku Boateng shortly after that. They were able to bring guys back. They went out and signed Darrell Walker, and everyone figured, oh, well, Greg Ellingson's not coming back. And then they went out and signed Greg Ellingson. They've shored up the defense. Jonathan Rose is going to be in to play on one corner. If he can return to the form he had before his injury, that's a dynamite signing. They still got Jonathan Mensah, who they signed a year ago at free agency. They re-signed him. So the changes they need in the defensive backfield, I think, were made. Also, Aaron Grimes has joined the team again as well. So they made some real good moves, I think, before free agency even opened. Derek Dennis is in there as well on the offensive line. So I think they're in a pretty good spot. I like them as a team right now. And then Brock Sunderland, I'm really impressed with him as a general manager. I think he's made a lot of bold moves and a lot of moves that people are surprised about. I mean, going back to even getting Scott Milanovich, regardless of how it worked out, getting Scott Milanovich to leave the NFL and come to the CFL to coach, although he never got on the field because of the pandemic. That's not Brock's fault or Scott's fault. It didn't work out, but man, it was a good move. The reaction he had in free agency a couple of years ago when he knew he was going to lose Mike Riley, he went up and got the next best available quarterback and built a pretty good team around him. Then he went out and got the coach he wanted anyway after Milanovich left. And then he kind of pulls another surprise on everybody by signing Darrell Walker out of the blue a couple of weeks back. And then, some other guys that had been kind of leftovers from the 2020 free agency class, like Derek Dennis. And then James Wilder Jr., that came out of the blue yesterday. Nobody saw that coming at all. His name wasn't out there at all. And he signs. And I'll tell you this, Rod, you were talking about Trevor Harris and what he's meant to this club. He reached out to James Wilder Jr. That's his signing. He reached out. He made the initial phone call and said, hey, what do you think about coming back? What do you think about playing in Edmonton? Here's what's good about playing in Edmonton. Here's what we think of you. And he got him interested. And then Brock Sunderland made the next call and got the contract done.
That is wild, and that's my favorite signing so far. The viewers were asking me what it is, and that's it. Viewer Stacy Champagne's watching, and he says, what's the opposite of Morley? Leslie? I'll show myself out. You've never heard that one
Thank
before,
you.
eh, Moore?
But I'm pumped. No, never. That's the first time I've heard that one.
I bet. So when are they going?
It's funny. Rod,
Yeah.
when I was working in Prince Albert, I was doing some Raider games with Morley Jagger, the legendary Morley Jagger, and they kind of billed it as more Morley for your money, Prince Albert Raider hockey. So it was the only guy I ever worked with the same name. So we didn't go opposites, but we had the same name.
What an absolute legend. By the way, I'm going to switch gears a little bit. Morley Scott, for those that don't know, was the voice of the Vancouver Giants. And is it 16 or 18 years you did Oilers color with Rod Phillips?
16
years, right. So I am following Morley, and there's somebody sent me this today that the Red Deer Rebels in this Alberta hub are going to stay in the rink. You probably had heard about this. Yeah, I heard about this weeks ago that the players, each one has their own luxury suite, and they've set it up almost like a hotel room. We all agree it would be an absolute dream. I'd love to live that way.
Absolutely.
I know.
I was thinking about that. I'm reading it. I'm going, if I'm a 16, 17, 18-year-old kid, this is what I want to do. I mean, it's only for a short time. It's a 24-game schedule. You're only playing on weekends. It's the best way to keep you safe. You got all the amenities. They can look after the kids so well because, they got the facilities to cook the meals there. I think it's a fantastic idea, and I bet it's an idea that some other teams might start thinking about now.
I absolutely think that they will, and some people would pay to live that way. So these kids,
absolutely.
Yeah, I hope they don't see it as some sort of sentence or something like that. But what is the vibe in Edmonton? Please give me the Edmonton pulse on hockey returning in general. Clearly they're okay with the NHL playing, but do they feel like... I asked Morley because in Saskatchewan, it's like, if the Dub plays, what about Junior A? What about AAA Midget? Or U18 now, right? All the other lower levels are upset. Are you hearing anything?
As far as the lower levels,
the public, whatever.
Yeah, nobody goes out in public out here, Rod. Come on, it's locked down. But no, there is a lot of buzz about hockey, and I think it started with the World Juniors. Everybody kind of got excited. It's a strange buzz though, because you can't go to the games. You don't get the buzz in the arena. The streets outside of Rogers Place are dead on game nights, and it's usually a hustling, bustling area in the city. So the buzz is completely different, but it is there. People are excited, especially recently with the Oilers winning 5 of 6 and starting to get on track. They're excited about the NHL side of things. Across the province, the WHL is going to get started. Minor hockey has been big talk in this town recently because they can't figure out what they're going to do. Alberta Health recently kind of changed direction, and now they're thinking about having just practices with teams, minor hockey teams going forward for the rest of the year if they can get them back on the ice. And it will be socially distanced practices. There'll be only skill drills, no battle drills, no scrimmages, no contact at all. They want to keep everybody separate. So minor hockey might get back on the ice as well. So we're still waiting to hear about, rinks, leagues like the AJHL and all that. But a lot of it last week got canceled, and then Alberta Health made a change of plans, and now some of it's back on the front burner, and they're trying to figure out a way to do it. So we could see some hockey at other levels before the snow melts here in Alberta.
I apologize. I forgot, because our restaurants are open, 50% capacity. Gyms are open. I was talking to our good friend AJ Jakubik the other day, and he's in Ottawa, obviously, and he said, absolutely everything's locked down. Restaurants closed, gyms closed. And I'm like, sorry. Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, they just opened up restaurants here starting on just this past Monday, and it's up to I don't know what the capacity is. It's not very big, and you can only go into a restaurant and sit at a table with someone from your own household, and you have to show your driver's license and your address when you go in and sit down. So there's not a lot of eating out. There's not a lot of buzz about anything. It's mostly just the essential workers are going to work, and the only time I see people is when I go to the grocery store right now. That's about it. Haven't seen much of my family that doesn't live in this house for a couple of months, except for on FaceTime. So it's we're still into the thick of it here in Alberta.
Amazing. Two last ones. The Oilers, I thought there was a chance for them to salvage their season because it is so early, and I think the Senators were the perfect slump buster for them. What do you see for the rest of the way here for the Edmonton Oilers?
I think they're going to be in the playoffs this year. I don't think there's any doubt about that. I think they're good enough to do that. They're starting to get some traction now, and we'll see how they can carry it on moving forward. I mean, they had a tough start. They were win one, lose one for the first 10 games or so, but now they've won 5 of their last 6, and they finally got a win streak going. The Ottawa Senators are kind of the perfect tonic right now for any struggling team. The Oilers had them 4 times in 10 days and beat them all 4 times, twice here and twice in Ottawa. So they're in a much better position now. They're 2 points back of Montreal for second place in the North, although the Canadiens have a couple of games in hand. But they play in Montreal tonight, so they can move into a tie for second place. It's a big game tonight for them to set themselves up to come home for a homestand and win some games and maybe keep climbing up the standings a little bit. But Canadiens are 2 up. The Leafs are still in their sights. They're only 7 points up, although Toronto's playing really well right now, and they're going to be a tough team to catch. You're going to have to beat Toronto to catch them moving forward.
Morley, when should we expect the new Edmonton team name to be announced?
They have their website is open to take votes until Sunday. So all over Canada and all over the world, you can go to the website and vote on team names now. They're expecting to announce it. They're saying late March, early April. I'd probably guess it's going to be early April. I think they'd like to have some of the smoke cleared COVID-wise so they can have a big splashy news conference with people in person with new uniforms and hats and T-shirts and everything, because as they have said often, they only get one chance at this, and they got to debut it right. So I really expect them to come out of the chute with all the merchandise ready to sell and everything else ready to go and have a big splashy presentation the first time they do. But it's probably not going to happen until April sometime.
Exciting. Again, I can't believe the interest from not just Edmonton, right? It is. Everybody's got an opinion on that. It's great. More great seeing you as always, my friend. Stay safe. Thanks for doing this.
Thanks, Rod. Always a pleasure. Stay safe, man.
The voice of the Edmonton football team, Morley Scott from 630 CHED. Just before we break, the Kinsman Telemiracle 50-50 raffle is live. As you see, we have cracked over $100,000, and the funds going to the Kinsman Foundation. The Kinsman Foundation is helping people every day improve their quality of life and independence through gifts of mobility equipment and medical travel assistance. Again, for anybody that's lived in Saskatchewan for any period of their life, they know how important this is. They know someone whose lives been touched by the Kinsman Foundation, and with COVID, it's thrown a bit of a wrench into things. So they're doing the first ever Telemiracle 5050.ca lottery, and we're asking you to purchase your tickets now until Friday, February 26th. That's when the draw will be made, announced just prior to Telemiracle 45, the weekend-long telethon on CTV. 1 ticket, $20, 5 tickets for $50. 20 tickets for $100, or 100 tickets for $250. You have to be 19 years of age or over to purchase tickets and physically in Saskatchewan to help out the Kinsman Telemiracle 45 with a 50-50 lottery. That is telemiracle5050.ca. The Moose is loose. Back in the bunker after this break. You're watching the RP Show on Game Plus TV, Facebook and YouTube Live, and listen live for Suds Full Service Car Wash at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
IKS Live. IKS Live. Western Canada's premier production services company. LED sign rentals. Video production. Event management. Look no further than IKS Live. Visit our website. IKS Live. Always the best seat in the house. IKS Live.
We started Suds Car Wash in 2003.
There's a bit of us in every part of the business. I've been working here since I was about 10 years old. Hard to believe it's been 12 years since. Working with my family has been great. My mom and dad have taught us the importance of hard work. I've been here since I was 10 years old, and my dad has taught me a lot about quality work.
From all of us at Suds Car Wash, we make your car shine.
There's something for everyone at the Mad Greek Eatery. Delicious Greek dishes, pizza, lasagna, pastas, soups, salads, and much more. The Mad Greek Eatery brings the best authentic Greek cuisine right to you. Available for licensed dining, events, delivery, and takeout. For the best taste and huge portions, there is only one place. Visit the Mad Greek Eatery, downtown Moose Jaw. Call for takeout and delivery today.
Look like the pros. Shop Ultimate Fan Zone. NHL, NFL, MLB, CFL, NBA, and more. We have something for every sports fan. Autographed jerseys, prints, jersey stitching, custom framing, and collectibles. UFZ is your one-stop sports store offering fans official team gear. Check out Saskatchewan's Man Cave Corner on River and Main, downtown Moose Jaw, or visit us online at ultimatefanzone.ca. Built by fans for the fans.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina. It's time to trade and upgrade at Capital GMC. We continue to follow strict COVID-19 guidelines, but we've also made it easier than ever to skip the showroom and shop online. Trade up to an all-new 2021 GMC Yukon, Sierra, or Buick Encore GX and get super low payments and super high trade-in values all month long. Plus, shop online or in-store and shop worry-free with our great selection of certified pre-owned vehicles. It's time to trade and upgrade at Capital GMC in Regina.
Laid back and kicking it, let's head back to the studio. Here's Rod.
And Moose DuPont's here, and Andre the Moose. Sports update. The Montreal Canadiens look to bounce back tonight. After losing to the Leafs last night, the Habs host the Edmonton Oilers. Montreal has fallen 5 points behind the Leafs in the race for top spot in the Scotia North Division. The Oilers are 2 points back of the Habs. Big one tonight. Huge. On Sportsnet. The Vancouver Canucks hope home cooking is a cure for what ails them. After losing 5 in a row on the road, the Canucks are back home tonight to face the Calgary Flames. Vancouver second last in the Scotia North Division, 1 point behind the Calgary Flames. Playoff rematch for the Toronto Raptors. They're in Boston tonight. Boston beat the Raps in a 7-game Eastern Conference semifinal last year. The Raptors have won 5 of their past 6 to get a game below 500. And Canadian golfer Nick Taylor begins his quest to defend his title at the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am today. Taylor won last year's tournament in California by 4 strokes. David Hearn, Michael Gligich, and Roger Sloan are the other Canadians in the field at the PGA Tour event. The sports update for the Tap Brewhouse and Drive-Thru Liquor Store, corner of Rochdale and Pasqua, and for Ben Cahoon's G2G protein bars, now with 8 amazing flavors, including the new almond mocha. RP Show viewers get 20% off with the promo code RP Show. Order yours now at g2gbars.ca. And G2G is going to be providing my lunch today as we stick around and film this weekend's Access Now television RP Show edition.
Yeah.
Shh, it's taped. I also found something else out.
Okay.
As this show goes along, I break into a sweat. We discovered this yesterday, and my earpiece slides out of my ear because of the sweat. It is so bloody hot. But you're telling me today is the last day that's going to be an issue?
One of the last days. I can't promise it'll be the last. That's why I had to hang out in the shade under where the lights aren't beaming down on me during the last little break. Just a chance to chill for a little bit.
Well, and that's the thing. You're not hearing me complaining about how hot it is in here. If you missed it last hour, we had mental strength coach JB Spisso on, longtime Army Ranger in the U.S. Armed Forces, works with 3 NHL teams as a mental coach. Were you paying attention to that interview? Like, you're not going to hear me complain. I can put up with a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm not just talking about the heat. Right? There's a lot worse things going on out there.
Oh, yeah.
I think everybody should go back and watch that interview from just in terms of dealing with the pandemic. But I'll go back to the viewer board here. Let's start viewer takeover early. What the heck?
Let's do it.
Everybody wants to talk about this dang Edmonton team name. I don't know where to start. Greg Klevgard says, I wished Edmonton didn't have to be married to that E. Spell check your comments, please. He's saying, I wish they didn't have to be married to that E because they want to keep the logo the same. But he typed did have to be married.
That's why I like the Bears. You could just whoop, whoop, same logo.
Bears.
Curl the end of the E to make it a B.
Mandy in Edmonton says there are people who like a name on the list but still know the rest stink. So I have my answer on saving face. What does that mean? What am I misreading these? It's hard in text, right, to understand what people are saying sometimes.
Yeah.
Patrolman Pete says elk is the least worst choice. That's a good one.
That is good.
But these are people all across the country that have an opinion on a football team name. And that's why it's got to go to a vote, because nobody's ever going to agree. That's why we have votes. It's a democracy.
Yeah.
Why would you want Bears or Eagles? There are teams called the Bears or Eagles in pro football. Why would you want to? Like when the Vancouver Giants came out with their name, it was a big splashy thing. Do you remember that? And I'm like, the Giants? Really? There's the San Francisco Giants and the New York Giants. Can you not come up with something that hasn't been thought of before? So to me, the Eagles and Bears are incredibly boring. And maybe I'll save it for my April Fool's joke, because I always got a good one, as you know.
Yeah.
If they don't name it till April, I think I might prank everybody and say the Shellbrook Elks senior hockey team has trademarked the name Elk and Elks. Suck on that, Edmonton. Wouldn't that be something?
It'll be incredible when it happens. Incredible.
Premier Scott Moe, Saskatchewan Premier Scott Moe, played, I'm told, for the Shellbrook Elks. He was a sturdy defenseman on their blue line. I would have no problem believing that.
Me either.
And Terry Simpson, who would go on to coach the Prince Albert Raiders, Philadelphia Flyers, Winnipeg Jets. He also coached the Shellbrook Elks. So it's not a complete stretch to think that this might happen.
I know.
From Chris Bird in Toronto, I don't know how Edmonton could ditch that EE logo. It has been around for as long as I can remember, and I'm no teenager. You know, I tried to stay on point today and talk about fans grading their teams in free agency. And I just feel like they're not having it. Hey?
I know.
It's not really into it.
No, not. And then this sidetracks it a little even more.
And that's fine.
That they want to talk about the team name. I know. Crazy. But I know Wayne's asking if it's only the fan choice. No. I mean, the team has to decide. The team has the say. Trust me. If we do a Reddit thing, take over the market, and we all decide that the team name's going to be Evergolds, you think they're going to keep that? No chance.
The team has to approve it.
The team has to approve it.
Sort of like Jerry Jones and the Cowboys hype video. Jerry. Did you hear the latest on that, by the way? The latest with the Dallas Cowboys leaving Dak Prescott out of their 2021 hype video?
No.
Team spokesman said it was an oversight. They accidentally forgot to put in the franchise highest paid player on the team.
Right.
That would be like the Rough Riders forgetting to put Cody Fajardo in their hype video for 2021.
It's like forgetting to pick your kid up from soccer to sit in the rain. It was an oversight. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Trent in Norway is watching and says, "Hi, Ricky the Iguana." There he is. He's been popping his head out all day. Prairie dogging, as some would say. Caesar says, "Where did Empire go in the mix?" The president of the Edmonton football team has determined that it is racist, brings up negative connotations, the term empire. Don't blame me, but I will expect the name of the Empire State Building to be changed because I'm offended. Fair?
Kind of.
I mean, I'm actually not.
I know.
It's that line of thinking.
For sure. That is
Stand up. For God's sakes. Sid in Vancouver from the 604 says, Lions D. A D, not defense. A D on the scoreboard, on the score sheet.
Ooh.
Going to give up 200 yards rushing a game. Brutal. I'm going to, Clark. Hang on. Thank you. Clark, let's break. Thanks for the reminder. Overtime's next, okay? And we'll face off, too. Tell us what you want us to face off about. It's the RP Show on Game Plus TV Network, Facebook, and YouTube Live, and listen live at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Direct West provides us with stats and analytics, and it's amazing for us to look and see that, each year we're 10 to 20% higher on our Google leads. It's great to see the success that our locations are having. The Direct West app gives us an opportunity to be in one place for people to find any of our locations or our commodities. Without Direct West, we would have to be in multiple digital places. I would recommend Direct West. They're great to work with.
It's time to trade and upgrade at Capital GMC. We continue to follow strict COVID-19 guidelines, but we've also made it easier than ever to skip the showroom and shop online. Trade up to an all-new 2021 GMC Yukon, Sierra, or Buick Encore GX and get super low payments and super high trade-in values all month long. Plus, shop online or in-store and shop worry-free with our great selection of certified pre-owned vehicles. It's time to trade and upgrade at Capital GMC in Regina.
An original 16 to fit your active lifestyle. Introducing Original 16 Canadian Ultra Lager. Just 80 calories and 2.5% alcohol. Taste without compromise.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming, the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar Buying Group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
Introducing Original 16 Hard Seltzer. The refreshing taste of delicious peach with vodka made in Saskatchewan. New hard seltzers from Original 16.
Bronco Plumbing and Heating, proudly serving Regina and surrounding areas since 1978. We are excited to announce the new Bryant Furnace Trade-in Allowance Program. If you have a working Bryant furnace, 15 years old or less, you may be eligible to receive a new furnace at a discounted rate. If you'd like to take advantage of the Bryant Trade-in Program, or to hear how we can help improve your home, give us a call today at 306-781-2090.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. DDG, always delivering the best fan experience. Find us at DDG.
You got something to say? You want to add to the show? What are you waiting for? Don't just sit there. Say something. Now, back to the studio with Rod.
Welcome back for overtime, everybody. Holy smokes, are we having fun here today, as always. And I look up and the board just went...
It's full.
Mandy in Edmonton says, where did Rod watch the Super Bowl? Didn't we all watch it at home? Weren't we all supposed to watch at home? Regarding the Edmonton team name thing, can you tell our viewers what you've unearthed with regards to these social media accounts? This isn't going to be easy.
No,
for the Edmonton football team.
My early suggestion was you better start getting used to Evergolds or Evergreens.
Can you imagine?
Because it won't be the Elk.
Well,
now,
maybe
somebody has gone ahead and swapped up the names. EdmontonElks.com, the Elks Club in Edmonton has EdmontonElks.com on lockdown.
A bunch of great guys.
But somebody else owns the domain names, EdmontonElk.com, EdmontonElk.ca, and EdmontonElks.ca. Those all lead to redirect to a Twitter account with a bogus logo, and it's clearly somebody not in the Edmonton Football Club organization that owns that. So unless they're willing to pay big money, it won't be the Edmonton Elk. And Edmonton Eagles is a hockey league in a series of hockey teams in Edmonton. So those domain names are gone.
Jennifer Illingworth says that would have been great. The E team walking out to the Imperial March. If it was Empire, dun, dun, da, da, dun,
oh
dun,
my.
dun, dun. Can't do it. It's offensive.
Oh, they wouldn't run out. They'd walk. The intimidating, when the tunnel breaks, they'd walk. Cool.
From Richard Allender, he's watching in, is it Oklahoma or Boston, Richard? Anyways, he says Ewoks, Edgelords, Elder Berryman, Efficiency, Eruption, etc. All better names than we've seen. Now, I know, if it's not the Elk, I'm going to have a problem with this.
Did he suggest the Edmonton, etc.? Did he actually?
He did. Travis Rosebrook says, I don't buy any of this CFL news until Randy Ambrosie announces how the CFL is playing without fans. I don't want to be pessimistic, but if the CFL owners didn't want to put up the dough to play last year without fans, then what has changed? I believe they're going to play. From what I'm hearing internally, stadiums are being set up to play without fans that look similar to NFL stadiums. They have to play. But it's not my news to break. It's the CFL's. I'm just moving forward, expecting the CFL to play in 2021. The Face-Off is brought to you by the Ultimate Fan Zone and the Mad Greek Restaurant. The Face-Off's going to be who won free agency in the CFL. It ain't over yet, but who's winning, okay? I'm going to say the Saskatchewan Roughriders, and here's why. They already had the big pieces that they had locked down. They've got a quarterback. They've got the receiving group. They got a great running back. Their O-line's been augmented by the addition of Evan Johnson. Linebackers still tinkering there. They've got guys in the secondary that can potentially be moved up into linebacker spots. They've got all the pieces there. They went out and got two of the top 5 names on my list in free agency, Larry Dean and Micah Johnson. Saskatchewan Roughriders winning free agency, y'all. You?
Toronto Argonauts.
What?
They're my favorite for the Grey Cup. And yeah, the Argos are, with Charleston coming in, that completely changes the look of their defense. And now you've got pressure. You're getting pressure off the edge, and you're going to get pressure regardless. So that allows you to potentially keep 4 linebackers in coverage, right? And not be forced to bring extra bodies in. They've got tons of weapons. And at quarterback, Nick Arbuck is ready to take the step, but we keep forgetting about Macbeth.
Well, he's not signed yet.
No, but he's there as an option, and a good one, too. So Macbeth is absolutely capable. I love where the Argos are at.
Toronto, Saskatchewan Grey Cup?
Absolutely.
I had a dream. Did I mention it on the air that the Riders beat Montreal 41-3 in the Grey Cup?
Whoa.
Yeah, did I not tell you?
Yeah, I think you did.
I had a dream. Saskatchewan beat Montreal 41-3 in the Grey Cup. It was an historic stomping. The UFC is your one-stop shop for the sports fan on your list. Memorabilia, collectibles, licensed team apparel, and more. Visit the Man Cave, downtown Moose Jaw, or find them on Facebook and Instagram at Ultimate Fan Zone Moose Jaw and the Mad Greek in Moose Jaw. Available for licensed dining, takeout, or delivery. Authentic Greek cuisine. Head to themadgreekeatery.com. You're going to be ordering out anyways, right? They deliver.
Mm-hmm.
Do the right thing, Moose Jaw. Order from the Mad Greek. And they'll deliver rurally, too. Prairie Mobile text line from the 780. John in Edmonton says the Edmonton CFL franchise went so far as to trademark the name Edmonton Empire in 2018. While the term empire brings its own negative connotations, especially considering one of the main concerns over the word Eskimos, it's a throwback to the area of imperialism. Okay, thanks, John, wherever you cut and pasted that from. It's called being prisoners of the past. I don't condone it or encourage it. Rose Henry in Edmonton's watching. She says, I agree with Darren. They are stacked in Toronto. Didn't take long with Murph, did it?
Doesn't. Gotta
do,
can
Murph.
find talent and know how to bring people in. It's a super skill.
From Jamie in Halifax, Torts will be fired before Laine gets traded. Coaches are hired to be fired. Some speculate, though, who cover the jackets that Laine will be traded before Torts gets the boot. Who knows? I'm on the Leafs wagon. That's from Jamie in Halifax. That's good. Tomorrow, it's a Flame Tech Football Friday, so we are going to get down on the Canadian Football League free agency situation. Going to bring in all your comments. Maybe by tomorrow, you'll be interested and want to talk about a grade for your CFL team in free agency. Still a lot of teams out there. Or maybe we'll just talk more about the Edmonton team name. Now people are writing in with their comments. It's too late. We'll see you tomorrow at noon Eastern, 11 Central, right here on the Game Plus TV network. Thanks, Moose.
Thank you.
And Andre. And for the entire crew, stay warm, everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow at noon. I never told you to shut up. Well, a couple times. Yeah.